This tutorial is all about the do's and don'ts of shadow painting in watercolour. I'm going to use three primary colours: yellow, cadmium red and ultramarine. For a full list of all the materials I'm using in this tutorial, please check out the description below. But as you can see here, I'm just mixing up the colours. I'm going to keep this really simple. So I am going to mix up the yellow and red now to make sort of a middle orange colour. And you can add more yellow to that to make a yellow orange, and more red to mix a red orange. And I'm also going to add red to the ultramarine blue to make a sort of shadow colour. So I'm just going to keep, as I said, this really simple. So I'm going to start off mixing up some of my light tonal values. And that's the yellow orange, so that's more yellow than the red, and then the orange colour, which is about 50-50. Now as you notice there, I've got a little highlight there, and the light is coming from the right, so all the lighter tones will be on the right hand side of the orange. Now I've drawn out each of the shadow segments. I don't actually suggest that you do that, but it's just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. So I'm painting another sort of mid-tone now next to that sort of lighter yellow orange, but I'm doing this wet on dry, and as you can see there are awkward gaps there. Now there are better ways to paint this, which I will demonstrate shortly. So I am painting a mid-tone going into the sort of shadow area now, so it's getting a little bit darker, the colour. And as the orange turns away from the light, that's where you'll get your shadow colours, and you will get your cast shadow as well, and that's the shadow cast obviously by the object, the orange in this case. So I'm now painting my shadow colour, and these don't look like a rounded object because I've got these hard edges in between. So again, shortly I'll show you how to remedy that. But I'm just painting on this dark tone here, wet on dry, and as you can see I've got these awkward light edges there, so it doesn't make the orange look like a rounded object, it looks quite flat. So what you really want to do is get those colours blended, those shadows blended together. So I'm actually painting the cast shadow now. So I'm starting off now using a little bit more blue, and I've added some red orange to that blue. So I'm just sort of painting the outside of the shadow here, and that will be slightly lighter than the inside part of the cast shadow because the light's catching it a little bit more. So I'm mixing up the sort of main sort of part of the cast shadow here, where there's less light, because obviously the orange is shading this part, casting this shadow. So I've used ultramarine and red, quite thick and creamy. I've gone to a smaller brush just to paint the darkest dark here, and that's the shadow right underneath the orange where the light cannot reach that part. So for rounded objects, I would recommend painting the shadow colours wet into wet. In fact, all of the colours. So I'm wetting the surface, including the highlight, just the orange, and I'm working light to dark. So I'm working with the lightest tonal values first of all. So that's the yellow with a touch of red, using my size 8 brush. And I'm going in now to the orange, that's about 50-50 yellow and red. And I'm painting this kind of damp into wet, so the colour is slightly thicker so it doesn't run too much. I don't want it to run into the rest of the orange there. If you find it is running too much, just wipe the excess paint off on a paper towel. So this is red orange now, so I've mixed more red and less yellow. It's quite creamy, and we're going into the sort of more shadow side of the orange here. I'm just painting a little bit of reflected light as well, and that's where the light of the surface or somewhere on the wall bounces off these, usually the outside edges of objects. So this is red with a touch of blue. I felt it was a bit too dark, so I've added some more red there. So this is the shadow side, and I'm sort of following the pattern that I drew earlier to make it sort of easier for you to see what I'm doing there. So these are my shadow colours. I've added some more blue. This is more like my core shadow. It's really where the least light is hitting this part part of the orange. I felt it was a bit too dark, so I've added a little bit more red there. So it's a really rich, dark colour that I have painted damp into damp. What I'm doing now is I'm lifting off the highlight where the yellow paint ran in there, so to make it really light. I'm also lifting off with a clean, damp brush, a thirsty brush, some of the reflected light there where the paint ran. And it really does start to make the orange look more three-dimensional just by sort of painting these different parts, the highlights, the light tones, the shadow tones, the reflected lights. I'm adding some more ultramarine mixed with the red here for that really dark core shadow colour, and just blending and softening with a clean damp brush. So I'm going to allow my painting to dry, and I'm going to be painting the cast shadow. So it's a very, very dilute ultramarine with a touch of the cadmium red there, and I'm painting this wet on dry. And this part, the outside part of a cast shadow, is lighter because it's getting nearer to the light there, and this part here where I'm mixing up the ultramarine and the red, a lot more blue than red, really dark creamy colour. I'm going to paint this damp into damp, and it's a large dark area of the cast shadow. As you can see, I'm leaving a bit of space around the outside edge where I had that sort of cooler grey blue there, and you get a nice softer edge. So it just looks like as the shadow goes out it gets lighter, because obviously it's not been obstructed by the orange there casting that main dark part. And I'm mixing up some really, really dark, thick, creamy colour here to paint the sort of very dark directly underneath the orange there. As you can see, I took the excess paint off on my paper towel, and I'm painting this damp into damp, and it really just makes the orange look like it's sitting on the surface as well, and sort of casting this shadow to the left. So I'm just painting a few little darks and details here to finish off. And as you can see, the orange on the right looks more 3D because of the softer edges there. So I really hope you found that helpful in simplifying the shadows, the highlight, the light, mid, dark shadows, and then the cast shadows as well, and including those reflected lights, and using the technique of working wet in wet, damp into wet, and damp into damp really creates the illusion of a three-dimensional object. For those of you that would like to learn more about watercolour painting and more about shadows in watercolour, I have an extended version of this tutorial where I talk more in depth about shadows, light on objects, etc., how to make them more 3D, different ways of painting shadows in watercolour, and in this instance here, painting the shadow first and then the colours on top afterwards. More details about my Patreon membership can be found in the description below. Just click more. And if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel where you will get updates of my latest tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.